Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. We had a little interesting discussion, a little online battle almost, between YouTube user C and YouTube user Elliot Maverick. And it was just kind of interesting. It was regards to the A6000 versus the Nikon D7100. So I just wanted to share it with you because it's two opposing views, but both having valid points. And some of you probably agree with C, and some of you probably agree with Elliot. C wrote in a comment to my video about choosing between the two. I own an A6000 and I wouldn't recommend it and won't be buying a Sony again. The UI is the most frustrating thing. The button placement and menu are atrocious. Sony has poor customer service and releases a new camera every few months, making your model worth less and less all the time. They haven't addressed the overheating issue, and oops, I just flipped through that with the down button too fast. They haven't addressed the overheating issues, I own an A6000 and I wouldn't recommend it and won't be buying a Sony again. The UI is the most frustrating thing. The button placement and menu are atrocious. Sony has poor customer service and releases a new camera every few months, making your model worth less and less all the time. They haven't addressed the overheating issue or UI issues even while releasing a new version all the time. Their lenses are overpriced. Yeah, never again Sony. So C obviously has had some issues with his A6000, wasn't happy with it. Elliot says, I own an A6000 and disagree with most of that stuff. Looks like you took all those gripes right off some forum. I agree that the lenses are overpriced, but that's something you should understand by doing your research before buying anything. Besides that, I have had no issues whatsoever with my camera and it has been wonderful to use since the day I got it. So Elliot actually has an A6000 and really likes it. And, I guess his point about knowing the lenses are overpriced to begin with, you could look at that as a valid point. I tend to be more of I don't like the Sony lens offerings, which is one reason I haven't bought into the system. Elliot, C says, Elliot Maverick, LOL, differing opinions are fine, but to imply I'm not speaking from personal experience is false, and considering you don't know me, uncalled for. My Nikon D500 wipes the floor with the A6000 and it hasn't been touched since the arrival of the Nikon. It is so much easier to use, hold, change settings, pretty much everything about it is better other than its size, and that's well worth the trade-offs in my opinion. If you're happy with the A6000, good for you, but don't call me out just because we don't agree. While you're digging through your A6000 menu to change the focus point and the autofocus settings, I've already gotten 30 pictures on the memory card of my Nikon. Proof is in the pudding. Have a lovely day. So he's saying functional usability he much prefers on his Nikon, and he's owned both of them. Now the D500 is quite a more advanced camera, and that's something that Elliot points out. The D5000, here's Elliot. The D500 is a $2,000 camera. It's supposed to wipe the floor against almost anything. The A6000 performs well above its $400 to $500 price tag, and anyone looking to get into photography shouldn't be dissuaded from getting it based on Sony hate. So then C responds, Elliot Maverick laughed my ass off. Your Sony fanboy colors are showing. Yeah, I have Sony hate based on actual use and experience. When I bought the A6000, it wasn't cheap like it is now, and its value has grossly declined due to the line being updated so prolifically. But that's not the question that was presented. If I was comparing the D7100... So then C responds, Elliot Maverick, LMAO, your Sony fanboy colors are showing. Yeah, I have Sony hate based on actual use and experience. When I bought the A6000, it wasn't cheap like it is now, and its value has grossly declined due to the line being updated so prolifically. But that's not the question that was presented. If I was comparing the D7100 to the A6000, I would choose the D7100 all day long. That's me. Please feel free to voice your own opinions in your own post. As stated originally, for me, Sony was a fail, and I won't be purchasing anything from them again. So then Elliot says, calling me a Sony fanboy is completely ridiculous. No company is paying me to support them. I buy whatever I like, and competition is a good thing. My next camera will either be an XT2, an A6500, or I'll wait for the D750's successor if I choose to go full frame. So that's interesting. He's not ruling out the Fuji or the Nikon for his next camera, or the A6500 for that matter. And then C responds, Elliot Maverick, looks like we agree on something. XT2 looks awesome, and Fujifilm seems to take care of their customers well. I think that would be a most excellent choice. So it's a really interesting back and forth here. A little bit of a debate between the two of them, between C and Elliot. But in the end, they seem to agree on both liking the Fuji. But it's just two good opposing points of view for those of you that are considering both these systems. You've got Elliot really liking the Sony, He's got the A6000, but you got C, who really did not like his. He had a lot of problems with it. What do you guys think? Do you already have an impression? Have you shot these cameras? Are you more on C side and not liking the Sonys, or are you more on Elliot's side and really like your Sony a6000? Leave your feedback below. Let's hear what you think, what your experiences have been. Thanks for your comments, Elliot and C. Good to hear both sides. And stay tuned, folks. We'll be back soon here at OutOfTheImage.com.